don't know. Start here. This is the Oz report for April 19th, 2024. And to be honest, I forgot to do the Oz report on stream. And so we're doing it at the end. So we're going to do this very, very, very quickly. Immediately, we have to talk about skill extractors. So there's a new sale going on in the real money store for skill extractors. It's the dreaded 2-for-1 or the much awaited, depending on where you're at. Skill extractors only dropped about 7% on the sales side since then, which is typical. Real money sales never are as impactful as the New Eden store sales, because that's where basically everyone can buy Plex with ISK and then take advantage of the sale over there and arbitrage their way to lots of money, at least in the beginning of the sale. In the real money store, we never see that, although a 2-for-1 sale is enough for people to just take advantage of the skill extractor sale to sell the extractors again and then buy Omega Time with it. So, yeah, down 7%, but it's not the end of the world. Even if you're holding on to them, this sale will be over and it will recover quickly. It's the New Eden store sales that you need to be worried about if you're holding a lot of skill extractors. And honestly, if you were still holding skill extractors, I don't feel sorry for you, because most people had already made a shit ton of money from the last sales. We made our way up from 350 all the way to 500. So if you were still holding on to them, then you haven't been paying attention. Hypercores, again, hypercores have not recovered as much as you would think so. On the contrary, they even went down again this week. So again, hypercores never recovered from the 2-for-1 sale. There's still way too many out there, and it might be months and months before they actually do recover. May they rest in hell. Cerebral accelerators also, they don't make sense. They are again unchanged in price. I don't get tired of mentioning it. It doesn't make sense to buy Master at Arms cerebral accelerators, but on the other hand, people are still buying them. And this might be the last week that I give you the public service announcement of actually take your ISK, buy Plex with it, and then buy cerebral accelerators in the New Eden store instead of buying Master at Arms cerebral accelerators, because the ones in the New Eden store are more convenient and better skill point per ISK efficiency. All right. Rogue drone components. We still have the event going on in what is it? All-Weekend is the name of the system. We just watched it live on stream in the new scope video, that there's apparently a new Upwell ship coming as well. And related to that, Rogue drone components were collected and handed in for example, for the new MTUs, and they went up over the last 3 weeks like crazy, and now again up 50%. So they're overall at 259% of the 52-week average. So this is a massive shortage, as you would expect, of Rogue drone components, and so it should be massively profitable right now to go farm them. So maybe if you are a newer player and you're looking for things to do, farming Rogue drone components right now is certainly a much more profitable activity than it was a few weeks ago. Other than that, we're not seeing a lot of movement on the market side, on the raw material side. Other than Rogue drone components, everything else is within reason here. ICE products, they spiked in the last week, so they corrected down a little bit, 2%, but actually not that much. Skill injectors, they also took a hit. Anytime you have skill extractors taking a larger hit, you're going to immediately see skill injectors in the short run take a hit, because if a lot of people have been waiting to buy skill extractors and then actually using them to extract skills from their characters and immediately putting them on the market, which is probably not the smartest thing to do if you're maximizing your income from skill injectors, then you're going to have a temporary oversupply and the price is going to drop. And that's what we're seeing here. 3% drop in skill injector prices. Plex largely unchanged, just up 1%. Let me see if there's anything else going on the module side. Not really all that much. Drones up 5%. Not surprising. If drone parts are up 200%, then drones being up 5% is within very reasonable bounds. Let's look at some of the individual items. So these are items over 5 billion in daily ISK traded. Drone cerebral fragment, one of the biggest markets in rogue drone components, up 60%. We just mentioned that. The Nightmare battleship is up 40%. I mean, we had Luke Annanen, a CSM member, a fraternity member, on earlier for an interview. And I think they fly a lot of Nightmares, but Nightmares up 40%. Very, very, very interesting. That must be a short-term short-term buyout. Other than that, Gecko's up 20%. Certainly, drone parts might also be impacting that. Also the fact that we haven't seen Gecko blueprints enter the game via events in a long time. Those used to come around this time in the events. If I'm not mistaken, isn't the Egg Hunt the one? Wasn't the Egg Hunt the one that dropped Gecko blueprints? But that certainly doesn't help. If we're looking at things that dropped, nitrogen fuel blocks down 12%. They were just trading very, very high due to the high ice prices in the last weeks. So that's quite normal. Daily alpha injectors are down 15%. That is also because of the sale. The sale doesn't only impact skill extractors, the 2-for-1 sale. It also impacts daily alpha injectors that are cheaper. So this is also to be expected. If you're hunting for them for your alpha character, then right now is a good time to buy those as well. Whether you buy them with Plex or real money, or ISK or real money, either one of those are great. Now, let's look at things that are in short supply. Things that are in short supply. Nightmares, I just mentioned that. They were just bought out. Interestingly, Viators, a hauler, a Galente hauler. It's the Viator. I forget. Is it the DST or the Blockade Runner? One of the two. Certainly, also not a structural thing that is running out, much more a situational thing. We see some cruisers here in short supply, the Scimitar and the Stratios being sold out. Overall, very much ships in low supply in JITA. If you have these lying around, probably a good time to sell them in JITA right now. Largest drop in supply, you can see here what's been bought out basically in JITA. Nightmares, 97% of Nightmares were bought out. Quite amazing. And also 80% of all Athenors. So Athenor is still very much in low supply in JITA. And then most underpriced, ignore the Obelisk for sure. What's interesting here, a Dread Guristas co-processor. We were talking about that last week. It's not that these are underpriced. It's more that so many people were farming the Guristas LP that this is more the price to be expected. And unfortunately, in the long run, this is probably not going to recover all that much. This is just probably the new normal. On the other hand, there are some Dead Space modules here that are over 10% under its typical price. So the Pith X-type large shield booster and the Centum C-type medium armor repairer, as well as the Corpum C-type medium energy neutralizer, they're all trading more than 10% under their 52-week average. So it might be a good time to buy into those. And the Fierce Gamma filament is one of the most highly traded abyssal filament. And they're also quite cheap right now. Typically, those are cyclical. So if you're looking for something to invest, that might be also the case. And hey, overall, I think we've been talking a lot about Zydrine. The entire community is long Zydrine. And my stance on that. I've been repeating that in the last few weeks as well. If minerals are way under their even 1 or 2 year averages, they often recover in the end. Just like if they are way overpriced in their bottlenecks, like for example, Isogen right now, at some point, CCP has to do something about it. And I've been saying this for weeks and months. They have to do something about it. And Ratati or Psych even mentioned that on the last time he was on the stream. They're going to do something about it. So don't get caught long on Isogen. All right. That's it. That's the Oz report for April 19th, 2024. I'm going to be out on vacation next week, so there's not an Oz report next week. So don't be waiting for that on the podcast or on YouTube. But the week after, I should be back. All right. So you guys have a good quick break, and we're gonna return to the regular stream.